How to level up so fast in a toxic household that you become almost unrecognizable. Let's not talk too much. Let's get started. How do you raise your frequency when you're constantly surrounded by people who drain it? Here is how I raise my frequency at the age of 25, so you can just copy me. Let's get started. The first thing is I want you to invest in the best quality noise cancellation headphone. The reason why I say this is because, listen, if you live in a toxic household, dysfunctional household, whatever the case might be, noise cancellation headphones are going to be your best friends, because A, it blocks out the noise, and B, it gives you your own autonomy. It's the best way to stay in your own bubble until you have it like that, especially if you're trying to materialize your desired reality. If you have that mindset of like, this is just temporary, I'm just living here trying to get my money up, not my funny up, and then after that, you know what I mean, I'll move out. This is not the end stop. This is the origin story. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. I personally use can't believe I'm showing you guys. This is what I use. This is my case. Look how cute. I use the AirPod 4 with the noise cancellation feature. Use anything. I know Samsung or like other brands have it, as long as it has that feature, the noise cancellation feature. Make sure it's the best of the best if you can afford it, because trust me, it's gonna just like zone you out when people are arguing, or you don't want to hear your parents, or sometimes you just want to be in the zone for deep work. It's so beneficial. Get it. And especially with right now, there's like hella deals you can find online. You can get it refurbished, so on and so on. Like, just hustle your way to get one. You need to capitalize on your morning routines, especially if you don't have it like that and you want to have it like that. Yeah, your morning routines need to be almost like the foundation or the core of everything. Your morning routines are literally for reprogramming your mind, reprogramming your subconscious mind, putting in whatever you need to do to brainwash yourself. Do it. Morning routines. If you are broke and you don't have like that, and your family is dysfunctional and you can't do anything about it, and you're just living to survive, you need to capitalize on your morning routines. You need to wake up at 4 a.m, 5 a.m. If you're serious, you will do it, because there is no other way. If you live like that, there is no other way but to master yourself, and you mastering yourself and mastering your mind and brainwashing yourself every single day, every single night, because that's the only thing that is going to change your reality. If you change your mind, you're going to be in the right frequency, so whatever you want can come to you easily. What if you're thinking from a perspective of like, oh, my life is already done out here, like I can't really do much, then that is your choice. Everything is a simplistic choice. This is why you have to choose your poison, because you might not like the poison, but if it gets you somewhere, then do you know what I mean? And in addition, familiarize yourself with the universal laws, because all of these laws are not just there for decoration. Use them. Become familiar, because if you don't use it, you're playing the long-winded game. I'm just saying. Don't treat the messenger. Swallow the message. Go to university libraries. Go to public libraries. Listen, I'm currently in a public university library. It's a Friday. How did I find this spot? I don't know, but it was meant to be. Go to a library. If your home is chaotic, dysfunctional, you can't work, you can't do anything, familiarize yourself with your city. If you are fortunate enough to live very close to a library, go to your local library. There's a lot of libraries, I'm pretty sure in Western countries, there's a lot of libraries like near your home. And if you want to go to the big boss library, you can just go to the city, go to a public university library like I am right now. This is a public university library. It's Friday. Everyone is probably out and about doing what they have to do. Look at me, dead ass recording content. I have my line and everything, but content needs to be made. So familiarize yourself with things like libraries, because if you can't do work at home, you need to be like, all right, cool, if I can't do work at home, what can I do? What can I do to get this work done? Because I'm not going to give myself excuses. And this 2025, we don't know excuses. I feel like the word excuses needs to be left like right now. Like, excuses, what's that? It's about solutions. It's about problem solving. You have to have this mindset. All right, cool, my dad's doing a madness in my house. My mom's doing a madness. My siblings are moving erratic. What am I gonna do? Go to the library, commute. Even if it takes you 1 hour, that 1 hour is gonna save you sanity. You're gonna have so much mental freedom to think properly, because your mind is so important. Your mind is the thing that is gonna create money. It's the thing that is gonna create wealth for you. It's the thing that is gonna bring you opportunities. Use your mind wisely. And just something to mention also is, being this young, like me being 25 right now, I'm gonna be 25 for 1 year. After that, I'm gonna be the next age, and so on and so forth. This is why it's so important with the energy that you have, with the amount of abundance. When it comes to the energy that you have, use it, execute. Don't just sit down, do nothing like this, and you're like 21, 19. Those are the years where you experiment, risk, fail, do it again until you land yourself something that actually works for you. That's just a little to have an outlet that alchemizes the fuckery that you're going through. Because remember, everyone that has a dysfunctional home, that has a toxic home, whatever, if you're in that position, trust me, there's a gift for you to unlock. But you can only unlock that by realizing, all right, cool, if my life is literally dysfunctional as fuck, and it's like I am born into poverty, I am born into struggle, there is a polarity aspect of that toxicity that needs to be alchemized, so it becomes your purpose. Your purpose, 9 times out of 10, it will be from the way you were brought up, you know, because people will relate. People love to see your inside, what you think about things, how those things shaped you, because 9 times out of 10, you got skills, you got free skills, and people who grew up normal would not think or perceive life the way you have perceived it. And the polarity of you alchemizing the toxicity is you get to choose your poison, and this poison is going to be turned into honey, and it's going to serve you. Whether you alchemize it into storytelling, whether it's through content creation, whether it's through martial arts, whether it's through you sharing your voice, your insight, your experience growing up. It can literally be anything. Like, it's so limitless. Like, it can be anything. That is for you to choose and make an outlet. Make sure everything that you went through that didn't serve you, make sure you make bank out of this, because trust me, your story needs to be heard, and your story is one of a kind for a reason, period. Another thing is seek services. I know in Western countries, especially where I live in Australia, there's a lot of services that are catered for women, that is catered for a student, and if you're a child. Those 3 things seem to be the priority of the priority here. So get familiar with the resources, especially if you are at a very young age. Get familiar, get to know these people, because they promise protection, especially for the 3 things that I just mentioned. For those 3 archetype of people, you can literally join a wait list. Like, for example, in where I live, I don't know how people do it in other countries, it's housing system, where if you're a woman, a student, or a child, and you're encountering domestic violence, they do prioritize you, but you have to, like, obviously plead your case or whatever, like explain your situation, and you'll be helped easily. There are agencies and people that work in alignment with the government, and their sole purpose is to help people from being homeless, especially if you're a woman, a child, or a student. So just get familiar with your country's policy in terms of like things like that, and position yourself in alignment, because you don't want to be 25, 30 onwards trying to survive when you should have been dealt with that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to miss the opportunity, especially with how everything is moving, like inflation and stuff like that. I'm not saying to have that belief, but try to familiarize yourself and put yourself in better positions. Have a backup plan, and you know where you're heading towards, and what you can do with your, especially what you can do with your rights as a citizen. Another thing is, if you can find a side job and work, do it. Work, even if it's a student job, do what you have to do. Even if it's just a retail job, like a calm, like a 1-2 job that's close to your house. If it's close to your house, that's even better, so you don't have to commute. Or if it's like somewhere in a city where it's closer to a library, you can literally go to work, go and do some deep work, and then literally go home. And best believe I used to do that not the work part, but you know, if you have to kill time in the library, do what you have to do, because it's 24 hours. You know, you literally have no excuses. You just have to put the right systems and proceed. Another thing is, avoid intermixing with the toxicity or the negative cycles of your family. Try to stay to yourself. Try to be in your own world, because you're trying to get you right. You're not trying to intermingle with whatever your dad, your mom, Natisha has to say. Do you know what I mean? You want to get you right. Try to stay in your own bubble. Try to withdraw. Keep your energy to yourself, and use that time, use that energy to pour into your craft, pour into your purpose, because this is your origin story. Remember, you're birthing something out of nothing, and it's so important to stay focused. And like, I know from time to time you're gonna be like, oh, I miss my mom, I want to talk to her, I want to talk to my dad, but then you would, and then it's so funny because you'll be constantly reminded on why it's better just to stay low-key and lock in and focus. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have no choice. Master yourself, and master yourself in doing that. You master reality, and then opportunities will just open up, and then it's just upon you executing the right opportunity at the right time so you can get yourself out of this mess. And like, it's mad because one day you're gonna look back at it and you're gonna be like, wow, I did that. Like, you know what I mean? And you're gonna tell your future kids, if you have kids, or anyone else, and it's gonna be such an inspiring story. And your story could be the reason why someone else chooses to perhaps not let their environment dictate their reality. So another thing I've discovered within this, because I'm telling you everything that I'm experiencing like right now, and I've done, and it has helped me so much, is I've noticed when I'm alone, like a lot, like normally alone, I'm talking like hermit mode as fuck, I've noticed I would naturally accumulate a lot of energy. I know a lot of people, I know some people get energy naturally from people. I'm not really like that. I get energy from myself, which sounds very weird to say, but yeah, like I get so much energy when I'm alone, when I'm reflecting, when I'm not interacting with someone else, when I'm literally in my own room, within my own autonomy. And trust me, you'll also get a lot of energy, a lot of clarity. You will have less brain fog, and you will know what to do. So use that energy very wisely, because that energy is just like currency. Every morning when you wake up, you have a battery amount of energy, and throughout the day it just decreases and it goes smaller and smaller, and then you have to recharge. But the good thing is, when you stay to yourself, you have like ×5 amount of that energy. So use that energy wisely, because that energy is currency. Wherever you pour it, it's gonna accumulate and grow. So yeah, that is something that I've noticed, and I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but like when you're alone and you're just locking in, you will know what I mean. Like, you'll have so much energy where like even the way you look alive, the way you look at people, the way you perceive things completely change. And it's subtle things like that that make you realize, oh wow, this is the outcome of me locking myself in and not doing what the normal person does nowadays, which is what they go out, waste their years, they hit 25, and what they work until they're like, what, senior position, save and die in peace. Are you even dying in peace? That's the $1 million question. I know the advice that I'm giving is very unique because I've been there, done that. So yeah, I hope this helped, and yeah.